So moving on to our next speaker, Dr. Paul Lartey. So Dr. Paul Lartey has been on both sides of the spectrum. He has been involved in policy conversations and providing input at the AU level with regards to the pharmaceutical manufacturing plan for Africa. And he has also run his own manufacturing facility, manufacturing APIs in West. So he has been on the ground facing the realities day to day, and then also been involved at the policy level. So what he's going to share with us is his view on successes, challenges, opportunities, and then also what he believes is different in the environment today, and what are the opportunities lying before us. So I'm now going to hand over to Dr. Paul Lartey.
So after decades of working in the pharmaceutical industry, we set out to realize a vision and a dream. And we established a company in Ghana with the hope of starting to solve some of our drug access problems by having the entire value chain in place: discovery, development, manufacture of drug substance, that is active pharmaceutical ingredients or API, and finished dosage forms. To do that requires quite a bit because, as you're aware, this is now totally pioneering. Nobody has done that in West Africa, and I guess in sub-Saharan Africa, outside of South Africa. The other objective was to ensure quality by being fully compliant with good manufacturing practices, which are a set of rules and regulations that one must follow to ensure that drugs that a manufacturer makes comes out with quality assurance every time. What GMP requires is not only the design of the facility, the construction of the facility, the equipment that is used, and the people and their behavior. This requires having very highly trained people. It requires enforcing the training so that things are consistently done. So what I'm going to share in very short, as short time as I can, are some of the things that I thought we did right, and some of the big challenges that we faced, and some of the changes that I think have happened now that one could take advantage of getting into this space again. You're coming in, you're doing something new. There isn't a mature industry with people that are experienced that you're going to hire. And I know everybody points to that as a big issue, and I have said so, but it's a big issue only if you make it so. What I thought we did right, we hired people right out of school. Our continent does give excellent training to people. So we could find chemists, we could find biologists, we could find chemical engineers, both with undergraduate degrees and graduate degrees. The rest was up to us. We trained them. We brought in people to train them. We learned and we taught. And I think that is something that we did right. A second thing that we did right was to look for support. UNIDO at that time was highly interested in helping to establish GMP facilities and manufacture antiretroviral drugs in Africa. So they were there to help. We partnered with UNIDO. We partnered with the German technical agency, GIZ. We partnered with AUDA, NEPAD to now set up training. And in fact, we even established a training course for people who are just come out of technical schools to learn a vocation that we call pharmatech, pharmaceutical technologists. So they learned how to operate machines, how to repair machines, how to maintain machines. So that is another thing that I thought we did well. The third is the establishment of good working relationships with our regulators. We were very active in the Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association of Ghana. So we got into advocacy. We were active with the West African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association and eventually in forming the Federation of African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Associations. This was very, very important because we had a lot of advocacy that helped and established good relationships, helped with the development of the business plan for the pharmaceutical manufacturers manufacturing plan for Africa, which, if fully implemented, will be extremely helpful in everything that we do in terms of trying to get self-sufficiency in pharmaceutical manufacturing. So the challenges, you can list a whole lot of challenges, but there are maybe 4 key ones that I'll mention. First of all, infrastructure. Our environment is not supportive of industrial growth. As those of you in Nigeria, in Ghana, and so on, we know you can't assure electricity 24/7, no, but you require that in order to maintain GMP. Water, availability of water is the same thing. Effluent treatment, stuff that comes out of pharmaceutical plant that need to be cleaned out before it goes out into the environment. There are no central systems for that. All of these, we had to establish our own private one that we maintain. Effluent treatment system, water that we got from underground and treated, potable water that could now become pharmaceutical grade water. These were very difficult to maintain. Market dynamics, small market. Ghana is a very small market. You look at Ghana alone, with the amount of money that went into establishing, the amount of effort, it wasn't sustainable. Luckily, it shows what the power of an integrated, like say, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement could do. NAFDAC, Nigeria's NAFDAC, is very, very cooperative, very supportive of the industry and any manufacturer in Africa. You have priority and you pay less in registering products in Ghana and in Nigeria, which was extremely helpful. Barriers to regulation. I mean, registering a product from a Francophone country, from an Anglophone country in a Francophone country is almost impossible. We tried very hard all around Ghana, our Francophone country, very hard, and we're unsuccessful. And then finally, access to capital. Access to capital, a huge, huge, huge issue. Working capital is very hard to come by, and borrowing money for any kind of construction and so on is something that is very difficult to explain to banks. So what is the environment today that could help address some of these things? Right now, there is an acute awareness that Africa needs industrial growth. And again, hopefully, this awareness will translate to something. I can see now there are emergence of industrial parks all over the place. These industrial parks ensure 24/7 electricity, they ensure availability of water, transport systems, and so on and so forth. So that could be one way in which some of the infrastructure problems could be solved. AfCFTA, that is great to solve the problem of having a big market to work in. So that is one change, one major change that has occurred. The regulatory barriers, the AMRH was excellent and has now eventually produced the African Medicines Agency. When fully operational, hopefully the whole idea of registering in one country and being available to sell throughout Africa will be extremely helpful. Access to capital. This is probably one of the biggest things. In fact, one of the things that we tried to do as a Federation of African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association was to get the African Union to establish a fund for African pharmaceutical development. We advocated hard. It was endorsed by the Executive Council of the Specialized Technical Committee on Health. And this was supposed to be followed through by the African Union Commission and AUDA NEPAD. I believe that strong advocacy, now that we have a pandemic that has brought back awareness again that we are behind in developing our pharmaceutical industry, hopefully this can be activated and reactivated and pushed through so that there is a fund that understands the pharmaceutical sector, the special needs for the pharmaceutical sector. So this is just my brief introduction about what I thought we did right and the challenges. And as we go forward, I could add a few more points. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that, Paul.